Hello everyone and welcome to today's live stream. We're just going to kind of get started here and see if some people start showing up. It looks like we've got two people here already, so thank you so much to the two that did show up already. If you're new to these kind of streams, basically what we do is just kind of have the live chat drive the stream. There isn't really too much of a plan for what we're going to talk about, just kind of everything cryptocurrency. If there's, technology questions, anything like that. Mainly the goal for these streams is to see what you guys want to see more of on the channel, whether that's crypto related stuff or, mining related or, faucets, cloud mining, stuff like that. So make sure if you have anything you want to talk about or see on the channel, anything like that, feel free to leave a live chat. So far in the past, we've been able to address everybody's comments in the chat, so super cool. But basically, we're just kind of starting off here on Coin 360, taking a look at the cryptocurrency heat map. And unlike yesterday's stream, we actually have a decent amount of green, which is really nice to see. Now, of course, crypto is still down quite a bit. Dogecoin's down to 16 cents. It hasn't been this low in quite some time. Litecoin's 152, but then we do have Ethereum up over 4,100 again, right around 2.3% up there, 2.3, 2.29. Bitcoin's up about 0.69%, 48,495, so that's nice to see as well. Not quite as high as where it was, but still up there, and we're doing better than we were yesterday, which I think is the best thing that we have to look at right now. So as we talked about yesterday in the stream, the crypto markets, they're going to go up and down, and it's unlike stocks and traditional investments, mutual funds and stuff like that. You're almost never going to see 10%, 12% leave in less than 12 hours from the value of that stock, whereas with crypto, that's a very real possibility, especially when we saw $5,000 to $10,000 leave Bitcoin's price yesterday. That gets a lot of people to panic, and really, I think it's just part of cryptocurrency. Whoops, I was trying to close that ad, but I think that's part of the excitement of cryptocurrency. Is it's a very volatile thing. You can lose that $5,000 in Bitcoin in 12 hours, but you could also gain 5,000 in 12 hours. So, we saw Bitcoin go from, $3,000 back in, early 2020 all the way up to, where it was later this year. In less than a year, it went from 3,000 up to 64,000 or something like that. So that's super cool. You don't ever really see that in other investments and stocks and stuff like that. So, it's part of crypto ownership and stuff like that, but yeah, so again, I don't have too much of a plan for the stream today, per usual with these type of streams. So if you guys have anything you want to hear about, please leave a comment in the live chat. I'm more than willing to address any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to see on the channel, and try and answer them to the best of my ability. So what I'll go ahead and do is turn up the music here, and if you do have anything you want to hear, please leave a live chat. I'll be here monitoring the chat. Gawain, nice to see you here. Thank you for stopping in. If you do have anything you want to hear about, please leave a live chat. I'm more than willing to try and answer any questions that you have, or talk about any types of topics that you want to see here on the channel. So I appreciate you stopping in. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye on the chat here, so if you do come up with something you want to hear about, definitely let me know. Low Roller, nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping in. If you have anything you want to talk about, per usual, I know you've been in these streams before, so this morning's stream's much quieter than yesterday morning's. So if you have any chats, we can definitely talk about them pretty in depth, since it doesn't seem like many other people are here right now. So let's see, you want to take a look at the Dogecoin here. So we got Dogecoin just under 16 cents. It is what it is. I think they'll eventually come back up. Dogecoin's kind of one of those ones that jumps around, obviously, quite a bit just because of the nature of the coin. But 15 cents, that is pretty low, right around 16. I'd like to see it back up in the 22 to 25 cent range, kind of held steady in that area for quite some time. So I wouldn't be overly surprised if we did go back up to that point. I'm hoping that, later on down the line, we start to see either some new adoption or some new, use cases for Dogecoin that will bring it up towards the 50 to 60 cent level again, which would be really, really nice. But, again, I think we got to have, some more use cases for Dogecoin apart from it just being the meme cryptocurrency. And I don't know, you said Dogecoin ticker, so I don't know if you wanted to have, let's see here, Robinhood Dogecoin, something like this here. Because I know usually there's a way to do, live. This will show the live price there. But, yeah, so, it is what it is, I think, for Dogecoin. You said, why does Dogecoin crash again? I think it's part of the reason is just because of the nature of Dogecoin being so, so volatile, and it's really just based off the meme and the joke and stuff like that. So there isn't a lot of use case behind it that's keeping it of value. So, it might spike up a lot if there's, a good tweet from Elon or something like that. Or if we see, a big use case, unlike Ethereum, where, there's NFTs, there's, games, there's, the smart chain and all the other coins that go along with it that kind of help keep Ethereum prices up. whereas Dogecoin's just kind of out there doing its own thing. So, like I said, I'm not too concerned about it. I wouldn't really start being concerned about Dogecoin unless it gets closer to that 10 or 9 cent level, because then, who knows how low it'll go. But again, I think a lot of people never expected it to be more than, 5 cents. So, we can really take the 17 cents and look at it like that and be pretty happy with it. So, I did not hear about the Bitmart exchange getting hacked, so that's definitely interesting. And I think that's something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on in crypto going forward. Is there's a lot of money in cryptocurrency. It's worth a lot now. It's much more lucrative than it was 5-6 years ago. And if someone finds a way to hack into an exchange or something like that, it's definitely possible that we will see, a big crash, whether the hackers just go ahead and sell off, or people who are in crypto, realize maybe this isn't so secure. I've got a chance to lose money for no reason, basically. So, but, what I've always said here on the channel is, while some of these exchanges and stuff offer really good interest on your coins or something like that, like the one that's popping into my head right now is StateCube. That's an exchange kind of POS site, cloud POS site. That's a really good site. I've used it for years now. I had all of my Dogecoin on there up until earlier this year when the price started going crazy, making that 7% per year interest. I think that's a really good method, but because you're keeping your coins on another site, you're at risk for that site getting hacked. You don't have the ability to, track and do things the way you would. Like if the coins were on your wallet and your computer got hacked, that's kind of on you, more or less. You might have downloaded something, you might have clicked on the wrong link, something like that. Whereas if it's on another site, you're trusting that their staff won't click the wrong link, or their staff will recognize that there's a hole in their firewall or their system security or something like that. So, more or less, you should never really use an exchange as a wallet. The safest is either a paper wallet or a hardware wallet, but, I would say even just having it in something like the Atomic Wallet or Exodus Wallet on your computer is way safer than having it on an exchange. So, there's just some education behind that I think we need to look at as well. And Hamza, welcome. Nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. As always, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, definitely make sure to leave a live chat. It looks like we've got 3 people here, so thank you to everyone who did show up. Please, if you like the stream, make sure to hit that like button. It does help out the channel, and it does boost the stream a little bit, so we can try and get some more people in here and get some good conversations going. But, Lil Roller, you said Terra is the only coin going up right now. I did see that here on the heat map over here. There's that one green section. It was in this area. Or, oh, that was Luna I was looking at. But, let's see, is this... that's Matic. Yeah. Let me pull up CoinMarketCap. Right, we got light mode. I'm not even sure. Yeah, so Terra's okay, 50% this week. That's really nice, but it did kind of follow that dip, but it really kind of kept that gain. We had a little bit of a down, and you can see that more or less that line continues, which is really nice to see. So, definitely kind of cool, but it's just, can you choose that right coin and hold that? So unfortunately, that's part of the biggest biggest challenge in crypto if you're trying to make a ton of money, is choosing the right coin. And I actually have an interesting video coming up later this month on what coins you should be looking at to buy and hold for 2022, with some interesting research that I've found, as well as the input that I have. So make sure you're subscribed for that. I think it'll be kind of interesting to see what strategy has proven to work the best over the last few years in cryptocurrencies. So, Low Roller, you said bad news. SafeMoon, Baby Dogecoin, and other meme coins got hacked, and unfortunately, a lot of those coins, SafeMoon not so much. I mean, I don't really know a ton about that project, but I know like Baby Dogecoin was created with the sole purpose of trying to get rich off of the Dogecoin hype. So, That doesn't surprise me a ton. I don't have any. I don't plan to ever get any unless, there's a faucet giving it out and I happen to collect some. But, that's kind of down the road. So, Low Roller, you said you should use your own 20,000 crypto coin yesterday. Used to own 20,000 crypto.com coin yesterday. Today it's worth $11,000. Low Roller, that's an interesting question. You said, do you regret selling? I'm going to have to say no, because in crypto, you got to look at it in the moment. I think that's something that a lot of people don't really realize with cryptocurrency is, you see these people out there that are saying, oh my goodness, the new Bitcoin Antminer S whatever they're on is making, $100 a day or something. It only uses, maybe $20 a day in power. So you're technically profiting $80. So, you know, people say that and then, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get so rich. But are you really? Because if you are taking your miner, setting it up, letting it run, and you're earning, say, $100 a day and it's costing you 20, so you're making $80 a day. Are you taking that crypto that you earned that day and turning around and converting it into fiat currency? If you're not technically making that money because it's staying in crypto. And yes, you're earning the crypto and you're building that up, which I think is great, but Bitcoin could lose $10,000 overnight and that money could be much less. So, you can't really look at it and say, do you regret selling now? When I sold it, I was up a very good amount, not as much as it would be now. That's a fair, thing to point out, but you can't, look back on it and say, man, if only I had that now. You know, it's the same thing as like, I didn't sell my Dogecoin when it was 75 cents. Should I have? Probably. If I could go back to it, I would sell a portion of it at 75 cents. But you can't really look at it and be like, oh my goodness, I really messed up. There's a guy that, this was a number of years ago, paid Bitcoin for a Lamborghini. Now, this was, before Bitcoin was even, close to $10,000. And I remember watching an interview of him when Bitcoin originally hit, 10, 15, $20,000 back in 2017. And they asked, your car, MSRP new for, I'll say, $250,000. With what you paid for it, you paid, $8 million or whatever, the conversion was, a crazy amount more. Do you regret that? And he said, absolutely not. I always wanted a Lamborghini. I was the first one to purchase it with this new currency. It was something I wanted. It was maybe not the best decision, but I can't regret purchasing that Lamborghini for Bitcoin, even though it's gone up in value now. So you got to look at it like that, I think. You can't really just regret everything. You can't just look at everything like that. So, Low Roller, you said we have to keep an eye on the stock market this week. Crypto can crash this week. So, yeah, I think the stock market will be interesting this week. I'm not sure if it'll officially go down. I don't know if there's any after hours. Let's Apple stock. It's AAPL, not APPL. Yeah, so Apple's down 59 cents in after hours. So, Apple's usually a pretty good. I mean, let's see if Dow Jones stock. That should it doesn't give me an after hours, but the Dow was down 50 points, 60 points here on Friday. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens later this week with the stock market and all of that. But Low Roller, you said these SafeMoon and other meme coins got hacked in BitSmart Exchange. So yeah, they were going after some of those meme coins that could be very valuable if the coin started going up. So that's just something you got to keep in mind is if you have a coin that's real popular in the news, it's one of the meme coins, you might be more of a target. So definitely something to think about. But Godwin, you welcome back. You said Luna is it good? Any suggestions? I don't know much about Luna here. We can kind of take a look at it. I said yesterday in the stream, any coin in the top 10 I think is a good, kind of safe investment. Even I would say the top 25 to top 50 of CoinMarketCap, because nowadays you don't accidentally find your cryptocurrency in the top 50 on CoinMarketCap. You have a really good use case, a good community, a good development team to get this high. There could be some exceptions, and it's going to depend on what you think is, the definition of a good team and stuff like that. Some people hate Shiba Inu, which is, I think, like 13th or 14th place. So, it's in 13th place. Some people hate this coin. It was created kind of as a joke, but it does have a use case. It's got a good development team, people are responsive, and all of that. So, realistically, I think, Luna here, number 10, it's not the worst investment. There might be better coins out there to invest in that could, be more stable long term, but it's up there. It's been going up really well this week, so there could be a crash coming in the next few days or weeks. So, purchasing it right now I think would be a risk, but again, timing the market is, I guess never a good thing to try and do. So, if you do your own research and think, man, this Luna coin, they've got a good team, I like what they're trying to do, purchase some. It comes down to the research you do and how much you're willing to risk. So, like I said, I don't have any. I don't plan to get any, but it's in the top 10, so I wouldn't, completely pass over it if I was looking for new investments. So, that's kind of my little bit of a rundown on it. Like I said, I don't know a ton about it, though. So, Low Roller, you said you should not have sold all your Crypto.com. Keep some Crypto.com coin and ride it all the way. Like I said, you can't really look back on it like that. I did sell it all. That is something I did. It is what it is. I could always purchase some more now. It's a little bit more expensive, but like I said, at this time, I'm not planning on getting any more. Just kind of, it is what it is. But Freedom Prospector, nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. You said, I'm a long-time hodler, 10 years or more. I don't care about the price for 10 years at least. When the price drops, I cheer on it to drop more. When it goes up, I cheer on it and laugh at the price up or down. That's a great way to look at it. If you're really into cryptocurrency and you think it's the future, the price today shouldn't matter. It does and it doesn't, because if you're holding and you've made a ton of money just because it's been going up, there's no shame in taking some profits if you pay off some debt, or just have some money, take it out and say, I did it in cryptocurrency. Take out your original investment or something like that. It's everybody's up to them to make their own decision, but really, you gotta look at it like that. It's just up or down. It is what it is. I don't plan to sell it until, I don't even want to think about selling it until X date. Then don't look at the price. That's almost even better. If you're mining crypto just to get the crypto, you shouldn't be looking at the price. If you're out there, I really believe in Ethereum, I'm going to build a mining rig and I'm going to mine as much Ethereum as possible, then it shouldn't matter to you what your power cost is, what you're earning per day in dollars. It should just matter how much Ethereum are you getting per day. If your goal is, I love Ethereum, I think it's the next crypto of the world or the next currency of the world. So definitely, something to think about, but, I like that way of looking at it, Freedom. But let's see, Low Roller, you said I would not buy Luna right now. And like I said, that's something that everybody's got to come up with on their own, just looking at the charts, the price, the team, and all of that. So, Low Roller said, remember the top 50. It's not guaranteed investment in CoinMarketCap. Take a look at CoinMarketCap from the top 50 in 2013 to 2020. It's very different. And again, that's very true. That is a very good point. And that's why I said, more or less the top 10 I think are very safe. And I would say nowadays you can kind of extend it out to the top 50. I think the further you get down, the more risk you're taking. Now, again, you have a really good point. It's very different. But nowadays there's so many coins out there. I mean, like right now on CoinMarketCap, there's 15,189 different coins listed. Going back and looking at like 2013, 2014, there were maybe a couple hundred coins listed. To get up here with how many coins there are out in the world right now, that takes a lot of time and talent and skill and all of that. So, these coins don't just accidentally get here. That's kind of the point I was getting across. I'm not saying it's a sure thing that if you invest in, $100 into all top 50 coins that you're going to do good on all of those coins. like I said, I have a video coming later on this month about what coins you should invest in, for the future. There's some interesting research in there that shows that, maybe purchasing as many coins as possible is not the method. So, again, make sure you're subscribed for that. I don't want to give it away too much here, but, again, if you're looking for coins that aren't, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Binance Coin, the traditional ones that are, pretty expensive, to get a Bitcoin, you're spending $48,000. Ethereum, you're still spending $4,100, whereas, you come down here and, like you said, crypto.com coin. You're spending 55 cents per coin. Crypto.com is a huge exchange. They're really well known. They're expanding into territories that have never been seen before for crypto. Purchasing buildings, the stadium they bought. It's not going to go anywhere. It might go down, but I don't think that crypto.com is going to go anywhere in the next 5 to 10 years. Unless there's a huge, scandal that happens. Maybe they get hacked or break some laws or something like that. Apart from that, I really don't see them going anywhere. So, again, that's a good point, but again, it's just kind of the way that I see it these days. So, let's see. I'm going to grab a drink real quick, then we'll keep going. Okay, so let's see here. Freedom Prospector said, I like POW versus POS, but I do not hold some POS, but I do hold some POS, Solana and ADA. So, you know, that's kind of an interesting, topic. And, I may even look into doing a video on POW versus POS coins. POS I think is a lot more appealing to a lot of people because it's easier to get into. If you're looking to spend, say, $5,000 on crypto and related things, you could go out and you could, spend $5,000 on a mining rig, set it up to mine Ethereum or, whatever coin you're mining, and you could do pretty well. You're, taking on some risk and some extra work with having the computer equipment, being able to set it up and maintain it. Or you could take that $5,000 and put it into, like you said, Solana or POS, a POS coin. In that sense, it's very easy. You're just making the purchase, putting it in the wallet, and forgetting about it. It requires little to no maintenance, but you're taking on the risk of, is that coin going to be worth what you paid for it in 6 months? That could go either way. It could work really well for you and the coin could go, double in value, or it could lose half of its value. So you got to kind of look at that. POS I think is really good if you can collect some from a faucet, and maybe take your faucet earnings for a month and purchase one POS coin and stake that. That's a really good way to kind of get into the POS area without spending a bunch of money. That way, if the coin did go to zero, you just lost money that you were given. It's not the end of the world. Of course, no one wants to lose money, but at least you're not spending your hard-earned money from work or however you make money and then losing it in a POS coin or something that looked really promising. So, I'll have to do maybe a video on that, kind of talk about the differences and, the risks and stuff that come along with that. So maybe I'll do a video on that this week. So, Low Roller, you said, remember all these coins wouldn't survive. The new coin will be replaced in a year from now. Again, that's a partially true statement, I think. Some of these coins will be around, some of them won't be. So, again, it's, you got to just kind of, it's part of the risk. It's not as surefire as, investing in the traditional stock market where, you go out there and you say, I've got $10,000 to invest in, the top, 50 companies or something like that, or top 500 companies. You go out and buy some S&P. That is pretty much guaranteed to go up at about, I think it's like 7 or 8% per year. Whereas you look at crypto, it's not necessarily guaranteed to go up. It's not even guaranteed to be here. So it's one of those different types of risks that come along with cryptocurrency. So like I said, everybody's got their own process for coming up with a coin they want to invest in. Some people like to look at the team. Some people just look at, supply to, market cap and all of that. So, there's a ton of different ways to come up with an idea of what to invest in. But, it is what it is, I guess. But Freedom Prospector said 21 million BTC divided by 7 billion people is roughly 0.003 Bitcoin. That's everyone's share gets at least 0.3 of a bit or 0.003 of a Bitcoin. That's a really important calculation to remember. Bitcoin is extremely limited, and that's why I fully believe that assuming cryptocurrency is able to continue operating how it is now, or very similar to how it is now, Bitcoin's cap on price is technically, I mean, it's not really unlimited because of traditional money and how much is out there, but realistically there is no ceiling to how expensive Bitcoin can get. Seeing $100,000 Bitcoin, absolutely. I 100% believe that's possible. Eventually, I 100% believe we will see $1 million Bitcoin. It's kind of crazy to think about right now because Bitcoin's down 10% this week at $48,000. Saying Bitcoin's going to be $1 million. It just doesn't seem possible. But when you look at it like that, there are more and more people becoming interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency every day. There are hedge funds, mutual funds, retirement funds, stuff like that on Wall Street that are becoming more and more interested in it, that have traditional investors that say, it's probably not the worst idea to get this. So, there's going to be an even more limited supply as big corporations and big funds like, what we see on Wall Street start scooping up Bitcoin for their investors. It's going to be a lot harder for people like, you and I to just go out and get some. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to be, higher fees probably, but, it's part of it. That's one of the things that, we saw. I think Bitcoin is a great investment to hold long term. Bitcoin's one of those ones that if you just have it in your wallet, you're probably going to do very, very well looking out 5 to 10 years. You can't really look at Bitcoin, every day. I mean, it's fun too, but, it is what it is. So, Low Roller, you said I was ready to invest in Dogecoin. I didn't do it since I didn't have enough money to buy. I regret not buying. It'd be 10x on the money today. And again, that's one of those things, you kind of looked at it, you wanted to purchase it, but unfortunately you either weren't able to due to, lack of funds, or, you just something, scared you off from it. But, I like I said, I would have, if I had thought that Dogecoin right now would realistically be 16 cents, I would have bought a lot more when it was 4 cents. So, it is what it is. I guess, hopefully you have other coins that have done well for you. So you can kind of, look at those instead of, what could have been. But, Hamza, nice to see you here again. What do you think we can see an uptrend from here? That's kind of a hard question as well. Bitcoin recently, over the past 6 months, has been very up and down. It kind of goes up and stays around that area for a little while. Then it kind of comes back down. I think we will see, into next year, we might see Bitcoin going up a little bit. I really did think that we would see Bitcoin, hitting $75,000, $80,000, $90,000 this year. I'm not saying it's completely impossible, but it's looking more and more unlikely. I think if we hold around this level for the next few days, maybe a week or so, I think that's a really good sign. I've always said, going sideways is almost the best thing you can have for crypto. If it's going sideways, it's just a matter of time until it goes up. It's really nice to see that it's kind of at that support level. The big investors that really control the price, they're not letting it fall below whatever level it's at right now, right around $48,000, and they're not taking it above there. It could just be people, coming up with a plan, what they want to do. And kind of like what Low Roller was saying earlier, there's been a few hacks in crypto and stuff like that. So, it's hard to say where it will go, and I think there's a lot of things out there that can still influence the price of it. But like I was just saying, long term, absolutely, I think Bitcoin will go up. So, and more or less, a lot of the altcoins, even today, still roughly mirror what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin's down, generally the rule is the rest of the market will be down, and the vice versa of that is if Bitcoin's going up, generally the rule is a lot of the altcoins are going up. So that's kind of why I was just focusing on Bitcoin there. The Bitcoin dominance is pretty high, 40% right now. So, it's still got quite a bit of power. So, Freedom Prospector, he said, POS reminds me of corrupt fiat banking system, no limit inflationary coins. I like deflationary POS, 5 million Bitcoin Satoshi's already lost. So, really 16 million when finished mining. Yeah. That's, 5 million BTC coins lost, not Satoshi's. Excuse me. But, the POS coins, some of them do have limits, some of them don't. That's something to look at when you're, looking into the coins. So, on that, Dogecoin does not have a cap. So technically it is inflationary. But I think Dogecoin, the way it's set up, I'm not saying Dogecoin is specifically going to be the next currency of the world, but I think a coin that is set up like Dogecoin will be. It might be Doge, it might not be, because you can't have a coin that's meant to be spent if it's a deflationary asset. If say the US dollar was deflationary, that every year the, government burned $1 million, they just set it on fire and it was gone. There was no printing, nothing. People would not want to spend their money because it would be going up in value. It's just the reverse of inflation. If your gallon of milk cost $4, after burning $10 million, maybe it's $3.75. So every dollar you have is now worth 25% more. I think that math is right. If not, sorry, but you get the idea. So, for investment in an inflationary coin is not good. But for use case, inflationary coin I think is really good for the end goal of cryptocurrency to be, a currency that's accepted around the world and is meant to be spent. That's kind of what Dogecoin is. It's a predictable inflation. There's always going to be, 10,000 new coins a day or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's different when you're looking at it as an investment or something like that, but, you got to kind of take that into account as well. I don't think necessarily POS is to blame for, being inflationary, because there are POS coins that are non-inflationary. I'm not sure of any off the top of my head, but something to think about. So, Tom Martin's here. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Nice to see some new names here. You said, what will Bitcoin do? I think I kind of answered that question with Hamza's question there of, I think long term it will definitely go up. But again, you can't really look at it on a day-by-day basis. Just kind of hold on to it. As long as you don't need the money, just hold on to it, and it should work out for you in the end. So, Freedom, you said BTC will be 5 million one day, just sitting on a sec, waiting on all the patience in the world. So, that's a great answer, kind of to Tom's question. There is, eventually it will be very, very profitable to have held Bitcoin and collected Bitcoin and earned it from mining and faucets and stuff like that. So, holding on, like I said, as long as you don't absolutely need the money, just hold. But Tom, you said I'm down 65%. Should I hold? I'm not right. Right. I am holding .xrp, Cake, and Mana. Those again. You're down 65%. I guess that's a hard one. That's quite a bit to be down. I don't know how much you put in. I don't expect you to tell me or anything like that, but I'll just say you put in $1,000 into all of those four, evenly split. You're down 65%, so you've got what, $4,000 left, or $400 left out of the 1,000 that you put in, roughly. What's the point in selling everything off now that you've lost all that money? unless you absolutely need the money, to, eat or pay rent or, your bills or something like that, just keep it in there. You've already lost so much. If you end up losing the little bit extra that you've got left, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but you would probably be pretty upset if you sold at a huge loss and then 6 months down the road, it's up. I was kind of talking about this earlier when Low Roller was talking about Crypto.com coin. When I sold my Crypto.com coin at, 16 or 20 cents or something, it's 55 cents right now. Yeah, 55 cents. I was up, over 100%. So I can't really look back on it and say, man, I really wish I didn't sell that. At the time, it was a great sell. I had made money. I was happy with it. Of course, it would be great to have it right now because I would have made so much more. But it's not like I sold it at, 5 cents when I maybe bought it 10. And then it went up to, 20, 30, 40, 50. I was up. I can't really look back on it and regret it. So, don't panic sell just because you're down. Only sell if you really need the money. That's kind of the way to, I would say, look at it. But, and then, Freedom, you just corrected your thing. 5 million BTC would be lost, not Satoshi. And then Low Roller said to Tom, just keep it. Kind of, similar to what I was saying there. Everybody's in a different situation. Like I said, if you need the money, absolutely sell it. Don't, starve trying to wait for Bitcoin to go up or your coins you're holding. But, I wouldn't sell just because it's down. But Tom, you said I will hold and try holding 6 months if profit takes out my starting investment. Yeah, exactly. And at that point, if you can get your starting investment pulled out, then anything that happens technically is okay. If you make money, great. You just made a bunch of profit. If you lose money, at least you didn't lose your initial investment. That's, I think, a really good way to look at the crypto markets, and as well as any other investments as well, whether it's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate even, if you can get your initial down payment out on a building, either from your cash flow from tenants, or, if you do a cash out refinance on it and pull out your initial investment and then get some equity in the house, maybe your loan payment's up a little bit more, but, you pulled out your initial down payment. Sorry if that was a little further out of the crypto scope, but I've been doing a lot of real estate research. So, if you don't understand any of the cash out refinance stuff, not necessary for crypto, but so yeah, but hopefully that kind of helps you out a little bit there. It's kind of hard to tell everybody what to do. Everybody's in a different position with crypto. I would say it sounds like you just went out and purchased the crypto versus collecting it or earning it. I would say take a look at some of the other videos on the channel. Look into some of the faucets that I've been promoting here on the channel and kind of reviewing the auto faucets and all of that. Start using those because that will start to offset your losses. It might take a while, but, as you earn the crypto for free, you can start to pull that crypto out and recoup your initial investment. That's a great way to do it as well. A lot of people still frown upon the faucets, say it takes way too long to make money and stuff like that. That's why I really like these auto faucets, because they let you level up. They give you bonuses for being active on the site, all of that. It's a lot better than these, other ways of making money, in my opinion, of course. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the surveys. You do make more per, time you spend online, I guess. If you spend 10 minutes online claiming from a faucet or 10 minutes doing a survey, you're probably going to make more on the survey. But that's what's interesting about these auto faucets is once you get them set up and running, you can be asleep and make money. You can go on vacation and continue making cryptocurrency. Whereas with the surveys, as soon as you stop doing a survey, you stop earning crypto. And while that is the case for a lot of faucets, they're starting to see more and more of these auto faucets show up. And I think that's a really cool thing for people to earn money. So, other than that, I think I'm going to get ready to wrap up the stream here. So I do hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you to everyone who did stop by. We've got 7 people in the stream right now. So thank you so much. If you guys enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing any videos. I try my best to show people how to earn money with crypto, invest and staking and mining and all of that. So If you found any of the information in this stream useful, definitely check out the videos if you haven't already. We upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And, try and keep the topics interesting and help everybody learn more about crypto and grow your holdings, whether it's, just investing or earning the crypto from faucets and stuff like that. So, again, thank you so much to everybody who did stop by.